343 keeps screwing up Halo Infinite, and it cancels split-screen co-op. I was so excited when Halo Infinite launches. He knows that. A bunch of my other friends know
excited.
that.
Like
I was
this tier.
amped.
This tier excited.
The second I loaded in, I see the
here.
launch screen. The music looks fantastic. The launch screen looks great. You jump into a game, hopefully really quickly, or you have general Microsoft multiplayer problems and it doesn't work. But you eventually get into a game and it's fun and it's cool, and you're like, okay, well, this is really, 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 really noticeably missing co-op and Forge. Because just jumping into playlists, I think is what they call them, to play like, oh, I'm just going to play Deathmatch 47 times in a row, is not actually super entertaining. And one of the best things about Halo has kind of always been the custom maps and being able to do things you want. I really want to be able to play Blood Gulch. Not being able to play Blood Gulch makes my soul sad. I don't really care too much which version of Halo it is. I just want to be in Blood Gulch, and then I'll be happy. So not being able to... I am certain one of the first things someone does with Forge is going to be just make Blood Gulch. So that'll be nice. But first of all, okay, they cancel split-screen co-op. Why does that matter so much? A lot of you probably are never going to play split-screen co-op.
Yep.
It matters because some of us would, okay? And because they said that they were going to have it. They said after Halo, it was noticeably missing from Halo 5.
Yeah.
And they said after it was missing from Halo 5 that they would include it in Halo Infinite moving forward. There is, hilariously enough, apparently a glitch that allows local co-op to work on, at the very least, Xbox Series X, but they're not going to officially support it. So that's frustrating. Now, we're looking at the roadmap.
Woo,
boy.
Your screen?
Sure. Yeah, it's on the dock, but that's fine. The roadmap is going from November... Okay, the first section of the roadmap goes from November 8th to March 7th. I tripped on my words so much there because, damn, that's a big gap. Holy crap. And then, okay, it also goes from March 7th to June 27th. So everything that you're seeing on here is like almost a year. Whoa!
Yeah.
One of the things that's in the second gap, so after March 7th, potentially as far as June 27th, if there isn't another delay, is the custom game browser. R.I.P., dude. That sucks.
Remember when that used to be like the most basic multiplayer feature?
Yeah.
Custom game browser?
Yeah. Speaking of the most basic feature, have you read this list? There's mission replay. I had to Google, because I haven't played the campaign yet, because I'm waiting to be able to play co-op, because it's Halo. Yeah. I had that same reaction. I had to look it up. You can't replay missions! And you're not getting it.
How is
for
that
like
even
a while.
possible?
I don't know. And you could be like, oh, it's hard to replay missions in open world games. No, it's not!
No, it isn't.
There's tons of open world games. Lots of them have mission replay. Figure it out. My goodness. Oh, coming sometime from November 8th to March 7th is free 30-tier battle. No one cares. Fix your game.
Quality of life improvements sound pretty good.
Yeah, we need some of those.
Oh, no.
I have not been interested in launching Halo Infinite in a while, and it was like the only shooter game I played for a while.
That was like I was like
yeah,
gaming every other night, playing Halo Infinite. Like the multiplayer was fun.
That's a rare Pikachu. You don't see that too often. But like, my goodness. Okay, we jumped far into the...
Dinky Dolphin says, just abandon Halo like the devs did.
No!
Oh, too soon!
Rough.
Too soon.
March 7th to June 27th includes in-game reporting. Cool. That probably should have been on launch.
Yeah.
So much of this stuff, like ability to mission replay,
Okay,
should have been on launch.
Luke,
co-op should have been on launch. Forge should have been on launch.
Tell me something. Tell me something, Mr. Lafreniere.
For so long.
Okay, you actually work managing a development team. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I feel like I'm testifying.
Yeah, you have some developers who report to you. You task them with new things to do. They tell you when they're done, and you find more work for them to do and help to keep projects on track. Would you say that is correct?
Sounds about right.
Okay. That would be
Google,
yes, sir.
I'll talk about that later. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, so
yes,
Luke,
Your Honor.
Okay, we can drop that now. So in your humble opinion,
Yeah.
Okay. This one feature here in particular, in-game reporting. Now, my understanding of a feature like this is that it's probably like a cheat, like a cheater reporting. Okay.
or it's swearing or bad language.
So tell me this. In your humble opinion, the complexity of implementing a feature such as this, knowing the amount of metadata and telemetry data that a modern game engine is generating and crapping out.
Yeah.
The complexity of creating at least a minimum viable product version of this. Would you describe it as extremely high, somewhat high, moderate, somewhat low, or extremely low?
I'm going to give a really annoying answer. It sort of depends on what's
suck.
there.
You suck.
It sort of depends on what's there.
What you suspect is probably there, though.
It shouldn't be that hard. Yeah. Yeah, like really shouldn't.
Look, I don't mean for you to have to throw your fellow development industry folks under the bus
it
here.
It depends, like okay,
this
I don't
has got to be
remember.
a management issue.
Yeah.
That's my point. I'm not throwing developers under the bus.
It feels to me like they
Yes.
launched way too early because of something that I actually commended them for, which was they saw Battlefield launch and immediately hard flop,
Yeah.
and they were like, you can play Halo. And we were all like, sick. And it was nowhere near ready.
Yeah.
And they should have held it back. Unfortunately.
So now, like 80% of the team is probably working on stupid cosmetics and stupid battle passes and whatever.
That's in here. In the March 7th to June 27th, new 100 tier battle pass. It's coming. There's cosmetics coming all the time.
Yeah, for all the dozens of players that are still playing it.
Yep.
I mean, hey, maybe 343 doesn't have a lot of developers.
A little smaller.
Like,
maybe
it's a very small. It's a tight knit.
Whenever I say
small
some stuff
team.
about development on WAN Show, and then I get people reaching out from those companies, often what I hear is that a lot of these developers want to fix this stuff,
Yeah.
or want to do these things.
That's always the story. Look, you got to understand.
It's not like these people are incapable.
Software, and it's not even that. It's not
just
that they
big
don't have
business.
the passion for it. Software developers, in a lot of cases, especially the ones that work in utterly thankless industries like game development, they are
brutal.
artists every bit as much as the artists who draw the assets or model the characters or whatever else it is. They are every bit as much artists. The art of the art of coding how a projectile might bounce off of an object and create these sparks that come out at, oh well, if it comes in at this angle, it comes out at that. It's freaking art. It's all art. And so you talk to these people and they get so frustrated, right? Because they want to spend the time,
Often very passionate about the things that they work on.
want to do it properly, right? But it's
but a lot of these companies are super massive. And when you're super massive, it can be very difficult to move. It can be very difficult to make things happen. Things can be very rigid. And that can be difficult for the managers, that can be difficult for the developers, it can be difficult in a lot of parts of the chain. And something that I don't have experience with directly is working in one of those gigantic companies, because I would hate it. I have no desire for that
That's how we retain
whatsoever.
him.
Yeah.
We stay just small enough for his tolerance level. Yeah. So when LMG got too big, okay, well, no, you work for Floatplane now.
Yeah. I was expressing concerns about us getting too big like many years ago. Yeah,
did.
so it's that type of thing. I understand. I empathize. It's one of the reasons why I don't work in that industry. So it is what it is. But yeah, I understand it can be tough, and I understand you're often left wanting because you want to fix the thing. You hear the feedback. You know you want to do something about it, and you just can't. So I get it. But yeah, it's very disappointing.
Some
Halo Infinite's
people are
status.
discussing whether the bullet ricochet sparks or whatever that whether that qualifies as art. No, that's physics, right? But there's an art to physics.
Applying physics.
Yeah, okay. Think about this, right? Okay,
Science can be art.
grab your water bottle. Okay, we're having an epic movie sword fight.
Ting, ting, ting.
Okay, See, he automatically started doing mouth sound effects. Why? Because metal clashing against each other, swords clashing against each other sound stupid and boring. There is artistry to it. You can't just go, well, my physics calculations are actually correct. Therefore, this fire is accurate simulationally to the real world. Like that's not how it works. That's not how video games work. You don't actually want to play that game, right? So no, there's absolutely room for artistic license when it comes to things like buildings falling down, or when it comes to the way that grass waves in the wind, or whatever else it is. It's absolutely art, and I will not accept any other opinion. Sorry.
No.
No.
There's an art to I strongly am of the opinion that some people are talking about like things that separate away from that. There's an art to making what you're there was something that I used to think was really, really cool, and I'm trying to make sure I quote it correctly. I believe it was Morrowind. I used to really, really, really love watching like the special edition DVDs of like the making of this game or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember there was a Halo one back in the day that was super, super cool, and there was one from Elder Scrolls, but I don't remember if it was for like Oblivion or Morrowind or what, but it was like from kind of back then. I think it was Morrowind, and they were talking about how they had to put certain assets on different parts of the disc so that it could read it faster, or else like the game would like have issues loading and could crash and stuff because it would take it too long. That there's an art to that, in my opinion.
Actually,
there's an art to a lot of different.
You're gonna have to see what I had typed up as the next thing I wanted to say here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't just have to be things that you see. It can be.
There's an art to dealing with the technical limitations and compromises that are inherent to gaming, is what I said, because you would rarely be able to run an accurate simulation in real time at 60 to 120, or I mean, gamers are getting more demanding all the time, 240 frames per second. Good luck.
To say that there was no art involved with developing the software that got the first rocket to the moon is crazy, in my opinion. It was Morrowind, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of games. I mean, Sony talked about in the PlayStation 5 launch how there was like some Spider-Man game that had the same garbage can asset on the disc like hundreds of times or something like that, because
that's just a waste.
They might need to grab it again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, or something like that.
One of my favorite ones is that from Super Mario Bros. The bush and the cloud is the same thing. It's just recolored. Did you know that?
I have heard that, but I had forgotten.
So
yes,
cool.
It's really funny.
And like, thinking to do that and knowing that you need to do things like that and actually implementing those types of actions and making it so that basically, unless someone told you, you're probably not going to notice, is so cool. And a lot of those types of things are lost in the modern day. You have Call of Duty downloads that are 150 gigs and all this type of stuff, but they are doing other artistic type of things. I don't know.